Certus production is one of the most tedious but necessary parts of AE2 as you continuously chase upgrades to your ME system. But it doesn't need to be that awful. You see here my automated setup that I created in a little bit, and it only uses 2 channels, and I'll show you how to replicate this. Alright, and here we are in my test world where I'm going to be building this. I've already got a nice boiler set up powering a very bare bones ME system. I've got some chargers and an inscriber to build with, but the ME system itself is mainly just this controller, drive, and 1 terminal. Very basic, but that's kind of all you need to start out. Off that controller, I've got a little line coming here. Now in your base, you might run this to wherever you want this. It might make a little bit of noise, so it can go a bit far. I do have 1 smart cable here, and you saw in the other build I used almost all smart cable because in our survival world I could afford it, but that's not everyone's case, and that's totally okay. I'm going to build this one using just the regular colored glass ME cable. The full list here for getting started, only to build the first node. It's the most complicated part because to get that 1 node you need a little bit of extra, but once you've got that down you can expand really easy, and we'll cover the expansion. But to start, you're going to want 10 of your primary color cable, 4 of, in this case, blue, 2 of this case green, and 3 of, in my case, purple. Now I've got a little extra in here just in case. Then I also have 3 quartz fiber cables, 3 of those crystal growth accelerators, 1 formation plane, and 2 annihilation planes. And then a little added extra, I've got 2 barrels, 2 storage bus, 2 import bus, and 1 export bus. Now let's get started on how to actually get this set up. First, we're going to come out here and start setting up that area to make these crystal growth accelerators. Now you'll see we're going to follow the pattern I've got from my basic one that I was doing manually over there, and that's the same situation. You can see the Certus, the budding Certus block is going to go right in the middle here to grow up. Now off of this main line, we're going to have a barrel pop right here. Now the goal with this barrel is this is going to supply those budding blocks underneath, in this case right here and then down the line. So let's use green for this one, and very simply we're going to have it come off the side of this barrel and under here, where we'll then put a formation plane. Formation plane is going to place the block, and then we're going to have a import bus. So what we've just done here is we've created a fake ME system that's separated from our own. It's not taking any channels, but we still need to filter this. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our ME system and grab a little bit of each resource we'll need to filter. I'm going to have the flawed one, and I'm going to put the flawed in this import bus as my filter. Now over here I also need to put an export bus so that the system knows to drop the budding quartz in here, and as soon as I place that down, since this one is already powered, you're going to see the ME system slowly dropping all of the flawed budding Certus quartz into this barrel. Now that's kind of what we want it to do. This will act as the storage for that budding, and then it's going to place it there. But right now this is not powered, this green cable, but we're not going to power it yet. I've redone this a few times, and if I powered it now it would place it here and we would get budding off this side, which was where we're about to build, and we don't want that just yet. Let's start working on the destruction. Now we're going to have a couple annihilation planes here, one to destroy the crystal that will grow up here, and then one to destroy the budding block once it's lost all of its charge and it's gone down to just like a regular Certus block. So let's start with that one first. We're going to place a purple here, and then we're going to place an annihilation plane that will destroy that block, and then we need it to go somewhere, and so we're going to do another barrel system, and in this case we're going to need a storage bus, and in that storage bus we're going to filter for regular Certus block. So once that annihilation plane sees regular Certus in front of it, it's going to break it and store it in this barrel. Now with this barrel we want to then bring our main cable underneath and have a way to pull all of the resources from this barrel back into the ME system. Now we're going to get our blue cable here and just kind of nest on top of that purple. And we're going to do another annihilation plane here. Like I said, this is going to be the one that gets the actual budded quartz on top. And then we're going to bring it down to the block here, do a storage bus, and we're going to say filter only for the Certus quartz crystal. If you want it to kill it sooner and get the dust, you can put Certus dust in here. It's inefficient though. I recommend leaving just the Certus quartz crystal. If you need the dust, crush the crystals or put them in an inscriber yourself. As you can see in the box at the top, it says device offline for all 3 of these. Now we need to power them using the power coming from the main ME system, but we don't want any of the channels getting used by these. So the best way to do that is these quartz fiber cables. They'll transmit only power, no information, which is exactly what we need here. We want none of those extra channels getting used. Everything gets connected. You'll see it's already placed that budding block, and as soon as that's done growing, you're going to see it destroy it. There you go. Almost very quick. Now, I mentioned before, it's super easy to expand this design once you've got this main setup to actually pull the items in and send them out. It's really just kind of copying it down the line without even having to do the barrels over again. And to do that, I'm going to show you here. I've already got the setup to do a few, but you only need this first line, and that's going to be 5 of your primary color cable, 2 of these blue, 3 of these green, 2 of these purple, 2 more growth accelerators because we're going to reuse the one on the end here, 1 formation plane, and then 2 annihilation planes. And I'll show you real quick. It's super easy. So we're going to start by expanding out our main red line here. You can see that's 5 just to get the growth accelerators in the exact spots you would expect them to be. Then we're going to do green line here and place a formation plane. I'm going to bring the purple line out before we place the rest of the green, just so as soon as that bud gets down, gets ready to go, we're going to place the first formation there. And then the 2 blues, more annihilation here, and it's ready to go. It's already started as we've built. Now the main problem with this is you still need to manually charge in the pool your flawed budding quartz blocks, but not necessarily. You can automate the production of those, but we'll get into that in the next episode. So make sure to stay tuned, and as always, thank you so much for watching.